News on this Monday morning. I'm David Common. A fatal plane crash. An Air Canada jet has collided with a fire truck on the runway at New York's LaGuardia Airport. The two pilots are dead this morning and dozens of passengers have been injured. Right now, let's look at the scene on LaGuardia's runway 4. This is live. The Air Canada Express plane, a Bombardier CRJ 900, was arriving in New York just a few minutes before midnight in the darkness last night. As it landed, it struck an airport fire truck that was responding to a separate emergency call. The preliminary passenger list on board shows 72 passengers and 4 crew. More than 40 people were taken to hospital. Most have since been released, but some remain in serious condition, including the 2 firefighters who were inside that large airport firefighting vehicle. We are also hearing directly from some people on board the plane this morning.
We went down for a regular landing. We came in pretty hard. We immediately hit something and it was just chaos from there. About 5 seconds later, we had come to a stop, but in that short period, I mean, everybody was hunkered down and everybody was screaming. Pretty quickly, we didn't have any directions because the pilot's cabin had been kind of destroyed. So somebody said, let's get the emergency exit and get the door in. Let's all jump out. And that's exactly what we did.
We've also compiled what are key excerpts of the audio from air traffic control. They show us the moments just before and after the collision. What you're about to hear is the controller approving that fire truck, as is required, to cross the runway, and then realizing something is amiss, urgently ordering it 10 times to stop, but there is no response. Then the crash, and the controller calls out to Air Canada pilots to tell them help is on the way. At that point, they may already be dead. This clip not in real time, though. It has been edited for clarity.
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, crossing 4 at Delta.
Frontier 4195 to stop there, please. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Delta 2603, go around, runway heading 2000. Jet 646. Jet 646, I see you collide with a vehicle there. Just hold position. I know you can't move. The vehicles are responding to you now.
Is the runway closed?
Delta 2603, go around. Runway heading 2000.
Heading 2000, go around. Delta 2603.
LaGuardia Tower.
Truck 32, runway 4 is closed, correct?
Yep. Go on to runway 4 now. Proceed on runway 4. You have access. Frontier 4195, I got the word that we're going to be closed for a little while. If you want prepared to return to the ramp, let me know.
Yeah, we got stuff in process for that, man. That wasn't good to watch.
Yeah, I know I was here. I tried to reach out to my stuff, and we were dealing with an emergency earlier, and I messed up.
No, man, you did the best you could.
Those are some of the key details investigators will look at. The controller saying, I messed up, acknowledging they were in the midst of a stressful emergency, a different event, when he approved and then rescinded the allowance of the fire truck to cross the runway that the Air Canada jet was then landing on. We've got our whole team on this. Chris Reyes is at LaGuardia Airport with the very latest. Willie Lowry in Washington looking at how air traffic control staff shortages and operational overloads have been straining the United States. And Marianne Demain here in studio with me tracking the latest developments, particularly here involving Air Canada. Let's start though with Chris Reyes and what we know, Chris, about what happened.
I want to start with those passengers who were on that flight because, you know, I'm inside LaGuardia Airport right now, David, where it is eerily quiet. On any given day, this would be one of the busiest airports in the country. And as you can see, it's pretty empty where I am. This is the departures area. This is the departures gate for Air Canada and Porter Airlines. So flights from Canada coming into New York City. But on that flight, it was obviously chaos just moments before midnight when this collision happened. Have a listen to what they said.
We were honestly sleeping and then landing, and then all of a sudden, boom, woke up in shock, just didn't know what to do.
One of our friends was several rows back from us, and we walked past him on the way out because he was trying to find his glasses, and his nose was totally broken, bleeding on his face. A lot of people smacked their head against the seat in front of them.
And so David, very quickly after that collision, 72 passengers on that flight were rushed to hospital. There was a scramble to unite those passengers with family. Many of those who remain in hospital have serious injuries, according to officials who briefed the media. Catherine Garcia is the executive director of the Port Authority agency, which is the agency that oversees LaGuardia as well as other transportation hubs in New York and New Jersey. And this is what she said about the passengers on board.
Initial numbers indicate that 41 passengers and crew were transported to the hospital, as well as the ARF officers. At this time, we understand that 32 have been released, but there are also serious injuries. Sadly, the 2 pilots are confirmed deceased, and notifications are being made by Air Canada's care team at this time.
And you can imagine that this is a fluid situation, David, so some of those details might change. That update was given by Catherine Garcia at about 4:30 in the morning. We haven't heard anything from her or other officials since. So there is this feeling of a bit of a holding pattern at this airport that is now completely shut down.
Let's talk about what happens in this investigation. We know the NTSB has been activated and they will take charge of this, but they will not be the only ones responsible for this at one of America's busiest airports.
Yeah, that's right. So let's start with the investigation, because many of the questions that were put to Catherine Garcia about air traffic control communication, about the moments leading up to that collision, she deferred to those investigators. So the National Transportation Safety Board now leading this investigation. As you mentioned, very likely the Canadian investigators are going to be called in. So as all of that is happening and those investigators are on site, the passengers here are just waiting to see what will become of their trips. So inside that departure area, we can't get any closer because our cameras are not allowed in. There is just a wait and hold pattern, pretty much, with many of the passengers. I took some video when I went inside there a little bit earlier. Let's show that now to show you what it's like inside and to show you the big board of cancellations. I counted some 60 flights, all completely canceled from 6 a.m. till 10 a.m. this morning. So as you can imagine, those cancellations will only grow from here. I actually talked to some passengers who were walking out of the airport. So this is the parking garage. Again, David, normally, I mean, this passageway would be so busy given how many flights come through LaGuardia on a daily basis. And many of the travelers that I talked to were leaving because they knew that they were not going to be able to fly out today. You know, I don't want to show you too much because of privacy, but you see a person right there sleeping on the ground, very likely not knowing what will become of her flight. So that is pretty much what you can expect to be the scene here at LaGuardia for the next couple of hours. Catherine Garcia saying that at least until 2 p.m., this entire airport will be shut down. And then depending on what investigators need, that could extend later throughout the day. And then that will add more cancellations and more delays. And talk to any traveler, David, who has come through any of the 3 airports in New York and New Jersey. So that would be LaGuardia, JFK, and Newark. And they will tell you, even before this incident, it was already such a big headache to fly, given those air traffic control shortages, given the fact that TSA agents right now not coming into work because of the bottleneck created with the government shutdown and those delayed paychecks. So already a headache to fly out before this collision. You can imagine this just adds another layer of challenges.
Certainly does.
Smash the like, hit subscribe, get your Canadian federal politics right here.